Dr. Fathi Fadli, thank you very much for joining us again. It's a pleasure having you. How are you, first of all?
I'm fine, thank you, and the pleasure is mine.
Thank you for being here. I thought today we'll speak about the protests that have been going on in the US for around 6 months now, and why they're happening, and the implications they have on the Palestinian Israeli issue. So first off, why are these protests happening over around, I think, 12 universities? Why are people getting so involved with the issue of Palestine?
Of course, they are. The Palestine cause is a humanity cause. It's a human case, and this is why those students, the new generations, are protesting. Okay, and let me before that summarize a background regarding this issue. First of all, it started in the United States of America, and the origin of this massive, it's named massive student movement, can be traced to Columbia University, again in the United States of America. Columbia University, of course, in New York, and it's one of the most prestigious universities in the United States, emerged as the center for student activism since Israel's war in Gaza began. Since then, there have been encampment or sit-in at more than 130 universities across the United States of America. The demonstrations and encampment around the world inspired by the U.S. administration. Okay, students across the globe, across the world, appear to have had the same idea. Okay, they are inspired first by what happened in Columbia University. Okay, all the way across the globe, students set up encampment at major universities. College campuses around the world have become hubs of protests against Israel war in Gaza, a powerful new wave of activism. Actually, it's a powerful new wave of activism that has forced everyone to take note. It's something cannot be ignored and cannot be really watched and studied also. Protests against Israel's war in support of Palestinian, labeled as some media platform, labeled as the biggest, the largest student movement of the 21st century. Okay, and just to summarize, where this happened, what universities participated. Before that, it is a very significant, and it is a reflection, all this global movement, student movement, it's a reflection of how much the war is upsetting the students. It actually should upset every human on earth. Okay, and the idea that the US should be more cautious with what it does with its military aid to other countries. That's what upset students. Let me give you a list of universities in the United States, and then we will mention the universities around the world whom their students participated in this protest. Harvard, Yale University, Stanford University, University of North Carolina, University of California, Los Angeles, Cornell University, Arizona State University, New York University, at Emerson College, at Emerson, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, Tufts University, University of Southern California, University of Texas, at Austin, in New York University, Indiana University, Arizona State University, California State University, Long Beach, Indiana, Michigan University, and another 130 academic institutions in the United States. Northwestern University in Illinois, Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri, University of Colorado at Denver, Ohio State University, Indiana University, University of Texas at Austin, University of Texas at Dallas, University of California, Los Angeles, University of California at Berkeley, the University of Southern California, California State Polytechnic University, almost 130 university, major universities all across the United States. In the United Kingdom, Goldsmith University, University College of London, Cambridge University, Oxford University, Newcastle University, Bristol University, University College London. This is only samples of them. In Ireland, Ireland's Trinity College at Dublin. In France, Sorbonne, one of the most prestigious universities in the world. Sorbonne University in Paris. French high school students also in the United States and in France and in many other countries. Also the high school students participated in this protest against the war and against the genocide in Gaza. In Germany too, Hamlet University, it's written in Germany, maybe the pronunciation is not right, but it's written Humboldt University, Free University of Berlin, and other institutions were in Berlin, Frankfurt, Leipzig, and Bremen. This is in Germany. In Netherlands, University of Amsterdam, Utrecht University, Technical University of Delphi. In Italy, University of Bologna, University of Sapienza, other colleges in Rome and Napoli. It's a huge, massive student protest all over the world. In Spain, University of Valencia, University of Barcelona, University of the Basque, University of Malaga, Completeness University of Madrid. In Switzerland, Lausanne University, ETH Zurich, University of Geneva, the École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne, this is its name in France. In Austria and NEMSA, University of Vienna. In Belgium, the Free University of Brussels. In Finland, University of Helsinki. In Australia, University of Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, New Zealand. And in New Zealand, Auckland University and University of Queensland. These are samples, actually, of the universities who participated in denouncing the genocide and the war crimes in Gaza. In Japan too, in Japan, University of Tokyo, and another university in Canada too, McGill University in Quebec, University of Calgary, University of Toronto, University of Ottawa, University of British Columbia, University of Alberta in Edmonton, in South Korea too, Seoul National University, in Mexico, Autonomous University of Mexico. These are samples, and in all other world, in Asia, in all the continents, in Latin America, in Europe, in Asia, in North America, of course, as we mentioned, in Africa, and all over the world.
Yeah, so how you said it started in Columbia, all of this?
I'm sorry?
In Columbia, you said it all started in Columbia University. So what's inspired it? What lit the flame?
Okay.
for them to start coming out?
Yeah,
did something specific happen in Gaza that caught people's attention? What was it?
Okay, it's first you remind me of mentioning the history of Colombia in regarding protesting, human killing, actually human, and in 1968, actually a series of protests at Columbia University in New York City, the same university. It started demonstration against the Vietnam War. Okay, and they protesting two things linked between the university and why they protesting. They find out that the university and the institutional appearance supporting United States involvement in the Vietnam War. They find out that their university are linking to like developing something military equipment that help killing Vietnamese in Vietnam. Okay, so they protest against that. It's in 1968. By the way, in 1970, Kent State University too. 1970s, Kent State University also, when Nixon elected as the President of the United States, he promised that he will end the war in Vietnam.
You mentioned Columbia University being the first university to get involved in these protests. I want to ask, does Columbia University have a history of protests, and what ignited it this time?
Okay, in 1968, a series of protests, okay, at Columbia, started at Columbia, the same university, Columbia University in New York City. The students find out that their university, Columbia University, okay, has a link with research or developing or making or designing some instruments, equipments that help the army in the Vietnam War. Okay, and that means their university is linked to killing the people in Vietnam in a way or another, in a military thing. So they start protesting. The same university, also the Kent State University, the same thing. When Nixon elected as the President of the United States, he promised to stop or to end the war against Vietnam. Okay, and then instead he launched a war against Cambodia. That's he widening the war instead of ending it. Okay, so the students in the Kent State went into protest and demonstration. What I want to say that the history of a student protesting, killing and wars and genocides is not new to humanity. Okay, and when I say student, that means new generations, new mind. They are not affected by politics. Okay, what those students and what the universities we mentioned, what did they do? What did they organize? Okay, they organized solidarity groups like a Student for Palestine, for example, Palestine Solidarity Club, Students for Justice in Palestine, the Palestinian Solidarity Committee, Gaza Solidarity Encampment, Pro-Palestinian Movement. This is the name of groups and clubs. Even though some of them doesn't even know where Palestine located, but they are. This is humanity. It what promote them. Okay, you ask me what ignited, what started, why the students start. It is a humanity. What they watched, what the world watches, is an evil act, like the highly sophisticated airplanes killing kids, women, children, civilians, destroying homes, schools, universities. Any human would react to this if he's still keeping his humanity. Any human, any normal human will denounce these massacres they will denounce these massacres. This is unbelievable in the 21st centuries. And the whole world talking about human rights, the whole world talking about the world is one globe, the world talking about one religion, Abraham, whatever, and we are one village, the whole world, and yet this massacres and everybody is watching is what ignited or what started the protest in Columbia, Missouri. They are humans and they don't accept it. What happened? What did they do, actually? What did they do? Again, first of all, they organized solidarity groups, like the groups we mentioned. More than 30 student groups in Harvard, and only in one university in Harvard, signed a statement blaming Israel for the violence. Some students organize a hunger strike in Paris, in France. Hunger strike. Non-Muslims, students, thousands of miles away from Palestine, from Gaza. And they are not Muslims, they are not Arabs, they are not Palestinians, and yet they organize a hunger strike. Again, humanity is a prevail here. Humanity is a prevail. Hunger strike. They also mass student protest. They organize mass student protest. Some students chained themselves together. They blocked access to campuses building with barricades made from bicycles, plastic trash bins, and planks of wood. They block the ways. They block the traffic in some states and some universities and some cities in the world. They block traffic. Tents are spray painted with pro-Palestinian popular slogans, pro-Palestinian by paint. They organize again protest. They defy pressure. They challenge the pressure from the administrations and police attempt to disperse them. They stood firm on their demands, humanity and stop the war in Gaza. In some countries, students organize pro-Palestinian rallies and sit in the front of United States Embassy because they are supporting the war. And all the countries supported the war. In front of their embassies, students organize rallies, and Israelis embassies too. Students have set up tents decked out with Palestinian flags and banners with messages written in those banners, messages such as Israel is a terrorist state and end the genocide, also from the river to the sea and free Palestine. These are slogans which is written in the banners.
So the demands are then, what do they demand from the universities?
What the protesters been demanding, they condemn Israel's war crime in Gaza, demand a ceasefire in Gaza, and divestment from companies enabling Israel's war on Gaza. Many universities, I don't know that if this doesn't happen. Many universities linked to Israel's researches regarding weapons, and this is something scary. Universities is a social institutions, academic institutions. She shouldn't be linked to this. They develop weapons that killing humans somewhere. And this is the student ask the university to separate themselves from this activity, calling for their university to divest from cooperation that profit from Israel's war on Gaza. Any cooperation between the university and Israel that help Israel in the war in Gaza, students ask to stop that, to end that. Okay, demanding their government, not only the universities, demanding their government effort for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and recognition of the Palestinian state, and cooperation with companies, a lot of companies, and banks also, that provide financial support to Israel. In a statement, the academic condemned the eviction of the protest camps, underline that they have the right to peaceful protest. Faculty members, academic person, not only the students, they were very mad, very angry, very upset about what the administration of the university did by calling the police to get in the campuses. And they asked to leave the students express their mind. The students are calling on both the universities and the government to break tie with Israel. The students denounce the imperialist genocide in Gaza. In some campuses, some students, some media platform call it denouncing the imperialist genocide in Gaza, criticizing the country's close tie with Tel Aviv in trade, intelligence and defense, and weapons and killing machines. I mean, universities should not involve in this. Okay, condemn Israel's deadly assault on Gaza. They demand the universities to cut ties with Israel through the strategy. There are strategic researches going on, strategic researches in favor of Israel. There is a company called Thales, the philosopher, the Greek here. This is the sixth. They fund PhD programs at the university in the mechanical and electrical engineering department. Thales, okay, it's in France, in English, TH, but they pronounce in French, it's a French company. They call it Thales, work with Israel weapon manufacturer called Elbit. Okay, a system to build drones that have been used in attack on Gaza. They are not anymore academic institutions. They are not anymore social institutions. Thales Group, French group, is a French multinational company that design, develop, and manufactures electrical system as well as devices and weapons. I'm really, I'm shocked. I'm shocked hearing all of this.
So the protests are against all these, all
Yes.
the companies, all the relationships that the
Exactly.
universities has with Israel.
Exactly, the ties, the relationship, the cooperation, the financial benefit. I mean, come on, it is something scary. I mean, when a student go and enroll in one of those universities, they never cross their mind. One of the things they find out, some academic institutions allow students and staff research to go towards perfecting the military technology, sometimes without the knowledge of the faculty and without the knowledge of the students who's working in the research. A faculty member work in the research, according this is an academic thing, a science thing. But actually there is a consequences here. They don't know it, even a student. And this is demanding total termination of academic ties with Israel, academic, financial, research, and they are right. They are right.
So how?
I think the money, the Zionist money is invading the universities, unfortunately. Why this tie? Why not with other countries? Why not with other countries? You know what happened when the Zionists support those universities financially, and then they are halas, they are under their control.
Yeah.
And many people threatening the university, if you don't stop the protest of the students, we will stop our financial aid to this university. And their financial aid is millions of dollars. If I am the president of any of those universities, I will not stop protesting. I don't care, man.
Yeah.
You can't, I mean, there is a blood and there is a money. There is a financial support and there is a genocide. Any president of any university, of any school, of any social institution has the choice to stop war or to have financial aid that mixed with the human blood. Especially we are living again in the 21st century, man.
Yeah.
After all this religion, the philosophy, the everything we talk about, I'm wondering how a president of a university favor the financial aid over human blood.
Yeah.
I'm really shocked here. I studied in the United States. I have my master from Ohio University, my PhD in Missouri University. I live in that country. It's a great country, great people, the Americans. When they know the truth, they're acting as a human. They are very brave. They're straightforward. They have an independent mind of thinking. But they are misled with the politics, with the politicians, with the media. They are misled. But when the truth comes, see what the student did. The American personality has a great values. They like their country, they like to work, they have independent mind, they are very brave. And I wonder those presidents of universities who favor money over blood. They call the police to evacuate the campuses. That's what shocked me. We were Libyans, we were demonstrating in the United States, and we've been protected by the United States police. We were protected by the United States police, and we were denouncing, for example, the decision of bombing Libya by Reagan. We were demonstrating, protesting in Washington, D.C., in the front of the White House, against a decision made by the United States, the President of the United States. We foreigners.
Yeah.
And yet the United States police was protecting us. And here, in this incident, an American student protesting against a genocide that going on by a country that is thousands of miles away from their country, and they are beaten by their own police who was protecting foreigners who were protesting the decision made by the President of the United States. I mean, I'm not believing that. This is not the United States I know.
So how has the reaction been towards these protests? I mean, we've all seen pictures of police and riot gear clamping down on protests, taking down the camps, the tents. So, how has that gone, the reaction of the American government towards this?
The American government,
Or the universities?
The American government, I'm really another shock. This is صدمة shock حقيقة يعني, tell you the truth. Comparing what we did, we protested against what happened in Bosnia, we protested against what happened in Libya and Palestine. Foreigners, demonstration, huge demonstration. We've been protected by the United States, the government of the United States. And that's what makes America great. America has to choose. Do you want to destroy the world or you want to lead the world? The choice is, you cannot be both. You cannot want to destroy and at the same time lead. If you want to be the leader of the world, different than want to destroy the world. The scene show us that Zionism is infiltrating, is penetrating all the most of the, at least, academic institutions and the politicians' institutions. It's very obvious. Nobody can support what is happening in Israel unless the Zionism is penetrating those institutions, political institution, academic institution. What did they subject to, the students? Thousands arrested, surprisingly, shocking, thousands of students who just make some tents, raise the flag of Palestine, write some banner, as we say, just express their mind peacefully express their mind. And yet, the police, evacuate them brutally. Okay. In America. If this is happening in one of the Arabic countries, it's not a surprise. Okay. But in the United States, actually, this phenomena has to be studied by the Americans themselves. They have to be studied by, for example, the FBI, the national security of the United States, the land security, because there is a possibility that the political institutions, that the academic, the media, is penetrated, controlled, affected by a cult, name it a cult, the Zionism, or a special group has using America in their benefit in a way or another. Yeah. 57 Islamic states ignored, and the United States supporting an occupied people. Occupier, actually. They supported an occupier somewhere in the world, thousands of miles. And they ignored 57 Islamic states. There must be something weird, and there must be something need to be studied and terminated. Strategically, on the future, 57 Islamic states are more benefit to the United States than one state, Israel. I mean, this is an ABC. It's not like, wow, a deep idea or thinking or political analysis or complicated political equation. It's very obvious. 57 Islamic states will be more benefit to the United States than Israel. And yet, Israel ignoring those 57 by supporting Israel. What did they subject to? Thousands arrested. Violence against the protester has been particularly intensified in the US and several European countries, including France, Germany, and the Netherlands. A student faced brutal police action. US authorities have launched increasingly violent crackdown on the mostly peaceful protest, leading to thousands of arrests and shocking images of students and faculty being brutalized by police and other law enforcement. One other image that really shocked the whole world: a lady senator in the Congress questioning Harvard University, the president of Harvard University, a lady. She's a lady too. She's yelling at her. What did you do? And she told her that the Jewish people is 5,000 years they were kicked out of countries or oppressed or whatever. What this has to do with the United States of America and American students? And if it's true, there are 5,000 years they are kicked out and oppressed, and whatever happens to them, 5,000 years, different countries for 5,000 years, what did they do? They must have done something. It can't be come out of air. But however, the point is, an American senator yelling at an American lady, president of the Harvard, the most prestigious university.
Claudine Gay, I think. Claudine Gay, yeah.
For something happening overseas 10,000 miles.
And then she resigned 2 days later.
I believe so. She asked her to resign, and this is so. I don't know. I know it's something again and again and again need to be studied, need to be reviewed. At this time, this is not America that I know. It's not America that I know. And she talked about Semitism, anti-Semitism, Semitism, anti-Semitism. The Arabs are Samiyun. The Arabs, Palestinians are Samiyun too. Number one. Number two, if the Jews subjected to oppression, which is we are against this, okay? This means give them the right to oppress other countries? If Hitler did whatever he did for the Jews, this means they have the right to make a genocide to another nation? And the world has to be reflected. Again, America has to choose between leading the world or destroying the world. In this way, in these days, and this time we are living in, I think America goes in the wrong way. They are gaining enemies, they lose nations, they lose reputation, okay? And I think the new generation, this is students' generation, I think they will fix whatever happening. Watching police smashing students inspired other universities. When other universities saw the police, what they did, it inspired them to participate. Violence, clashes, arresting, suspension of students, threatening by expulsion, some of them expulsion, delaying the ceremony, graduation ceremony. Many things they subjected to, and it's not accepted at all. It's not accepted. Some faculty members also arrested. I saw a very disturbing scene. Then a policeman carrying a lady professor. She is a professor, and she was yelling, "I am a professor." I mean, he put her on the floor, throwing her, and brutally arresting her. For what? For what? They condemn what? Condemning a genocide, a war crimes. And I think...
if I want to ask about the effects of these protests...
A great effect. They wake up the awakening humanity, the awakening the Palestinian cause, the awakening the media, they educate the world about the cause, the Palestinian cause, which was hidden behind the greetings of politicians. I think the world has to change. The world has to, I mean, some people doesn't know even again where Palestine is located, and they are sacrificing their education, their money, their jobs. This is their jobs. Because we are humans, and we have to back to humanity. We have to back to humanity. We are away from humanity. What some politician announce, it is scary. Like one of them saying, it happens in the wars, it happens. Excuse me? The highly sophisticated war planes destroying homes and universities and mosques and killing, smashing humans, kids, ladies, elderly, civilians. Is this happens in the war? And that's again, they received a boost. One of the courts in Canada, I believe, they rejected the university. University asked to have to evacuate their campus by forcibly. The court rejected that, and this is give a motivation to students. Despite the violence, the protests have been successful in achieving their objective. Some places, some university respond to what the students want. Some universities promise that they review their relation. Some universities end their tie with the Israelis machines. So there was a lot of benefit even to the Muslims, to the Arabs. Unfortunately, we are not doing even close to what the non-Muslim student did in the world. This is really history. How can we benefit from this? How can we use this? How can we use this massive close to the Palestinian? We should build a bridge between us and between those people, a positive bridge. We should build our media platforms, international, because the brains was washed for at least 50, 60 years that the Israelis are the victims and are the one who are oppressed. But that's done now. It's done. The whole world knows exactly what happened. They awakened the world, they awakened the humanity, and they awakened the whole world about the Palestinian cause. Again, when Israelis oppressed, when the Jewish oppressed, does not mean you oppress another nations. And everybody, I'm really scared, to tell you the truth, from the fact that there are politicians who focus on anti-Semitism, the Holocaust. We have our own Holocaust. Every nation have its own Holocaust. And if you subject it to Holocaust, which is, again, we denounce it, does not mean you you do a Holocaust to us. And you cannot be anti-Semitism, but you can be anti-humanity. This world has to change, man. Yeah. The whole world has to change. How come you accuse me of anti-Semitism, but you are anti-humans? The whole humanity. I think there is a huge effect of the Jewish, of the Zionist community in the world, and that has to be fixed. So the whole world live in peace. Not only Israelis live in peace. The whole world has to live in peace. Okay. Most of the information I just said, okay, and from worldwide spread media platforms. I mean, from all over the world and all the continents, like The Guardian, a human rights carrier, Al Jazeera, The World, Anadolu Agency, CNN, BBC, NPR, New Arab, okay, The Guardian again, HuffPost, The Hill, Beneficial Express, Fox, VOX, G0 Media, University World News, Slate.com, Time.com, Newsweek, Euronews, Washington Post, WSW.org, Global, US News, New York News, in the whole world, the major media resources mentioned all this information I'm just said. Again, it was the most massive protest in the 21st century.
Okay, that was very informative, and I'm sure our listeners would have benefited a lot from the information, because in mainstream media you won't get what you just said, a lot of it. So thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Very much appreciated, and I hope we'll see you again soon, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. The pleasure again is mine. I thank you for inviting me.
No.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.